Randy told me he's going to be talking about wisdom today. So before he comes up here, I'll share you one of Tony Evans' illustrations on wisdom. There's a story about a pilot flying his plane when he noticed a small cloud up ahead. It seemed so small, I said, it'll take a few seconds to get through that, to go right through it. But once he got into it, he realized it wasn't as small as he thought it was. So he decided to pull up out of the cloud. But after pulling up for a long period of time, and still not out of it, then maybe better to go down to get out of it. But still not able to get out of the cloud, he began to get a little bit disoriented because all this maneuvering without seeing what's around him, his sweat started pouring out on his head. He started to feel like he was upside down, even though the instruments on the plane said he was right side up. He felt like the plane tipped over, even though the instruments said you're level. So the pilot made a decision to believe the instruments, even though his emotions were leading him differently. It took all the energy to believe that those instruments were telling him the truth. Finally, he came out of the cloud, not far from the ground, because the cloud was low, and he came out right side up. If he would have followed his feelings, he would have been a dead man. So it's a wise thing to trust the Word of God, regardless of how things seem to be around us. The Word of God is an instrument that gives us solid guidance and direction we can count on. Okay, I'll give it to Randy.
Morning, everybody. Morning. Everybody hear me all right? Yeah. You all right? Good. Thing what John said about your feelings. Don't react to your feelings, act upon them. There's a big difference between doing that. You feel like doing he felt like not reading his instruments correctly. And if he would have done that, he would have been in big trouble. But I wanted to talk today. Well, first I want to say about Carol's friend that we know, Mary, who passed away Friday. And also Trinda, who's in the hospital today. I don't know when the surgery's going to happen. They didn't know when I left. Had to do with her neck and stuff, crushed vertebrae. Not for this. Vertebrae is a big problem.
Just for bad enough.
Yeah. Bad enough, yeah. I went through that and I know how that feels. So, gotta be in prayer for her and Bishop. And I guess Bishop and Nancy is coming home today sometime.
They changed it to Tuesday, but I don't know since the train is getting operated on it or not.
Well, they are.
Okay.
And, I was there and made a phone call and they're coming home today.
Okay.
I have a few things here that I read about wisdom. If somebody would like to get Psalms 85, 87, Psalms 141, 1-4, so you can read them. I'm going to start off. John, you did something Wednesday about James 1:5 or something like that.
Chapter 1, last half of chapter.
Well, here in Matthew 12, starts at 33, a tree and its fruit. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad. For a tree is known by its fruit. How can you speak good things when you are evil? For the mouth speaks from the overflow of the heart. A good man produces good things from the storeroom of good, and an evil man produces evil things from the storeroom of evil. I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will have to account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. Well, and said about walking testimony, how you life, or how you live your life is a testimony of what you believe about God. And be careful on the words that you speak. Think carefully about the words that come from your mouth. Christians should speak only words that uplift and bring grace to others. And in Matthew 12:36, where it tells you, on that day of judgment, people will have an account of every careless word they speak. That's going to be a long list for me. Because I know when I speak sometimes, I'm not lifting people up, especially on the road. I mean, I can see something wrong, everybody passes me or it's about ready to pass me. And I think, well, this is what they're going to do after they pass me. 9 times out then they do. But why let that bother me all the time? I keep thinking myself, I should be praying for these people because the way they drive, they should be alive right now. So, some of the stupidity that I see. But I also make a lot of mistakes driving. And I promptly admit it when I do make them, which helps me out a lot. Because it's been a long time since I gave the Texas howdy to anybody, I almost did last week. That's how bad it was. I know better. But I got that angry. And the anger overtook me instead of being calm. Instead of asking God for help, I took it on myself to take care of the problem. And that's not wisdom. You see a lot of that today all around the world. You have the wisest and smartest people in the world running governments, running institutions. And there was somebody that said one time, I don't know who it was, that they picked the first 3 names of the telephone book to run the company. Or run not the company, but to run the country. And they probably do a better job than some of these people that are highly educated. They know everything. There's one thing they lack is common sense. I have a little bit of it. I use it every now and then. But true wisdom, where do we find that? Does somebody have Psalms 141, 1-4? Somebody read that?
So 141.
Yep, 1-4.
1-4. O Lord, rescue me from evil people. Protect me from those who are violent. Those who plot evil in their hearts and stir up trouble all day long. Their tongues stink like a snake. Their venom of a viper drips from their lips. O Lord, keep me out of the hands of the wicked. Protect me from those who are violent, for they are plotting against me.
Now, who did that song? Who wrote that?
David.
David.
Yeah.
When did he write that?
He was always Jesus.
Right. Who did he go to find comfort? It wasn't the other people that he knew. He prayed to God. He prayed in wisdom to get through his daily life when he can. There's some things in life where I try to do things on my own, and it's just one big disaster after another when I keep trying. So he said, pray all the time. Well, when I'm on the road, I am praying a lot. I don't close my eyes. That would be bad. I'm driving. But I learned a lesson. Quite a few years. This has been a long time. I've had a problem with my son, especially. And Circleville, Ohio, south of Columbus. I had a way of, in my sleep, where you stand that way and stuff. And I was praying, and boy, tears were coming out of my eyes. And I was yelling and screaming. Afterwards, I felt a lot better. Matthew 11:28. Gives me rest. It just, everything just came off my shoulders and I gave it to God. And that sure does help a lot. Because you keep on building stuff up, pretty soon that weight is going to crush you. Big time. That's where I get this wisdom thing at. Everybody tries, well, that's me talking to my friend. They know. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. When I ask Carol questions about health, I'll ask her, I believe her. She knows what she's doing most of the time. But God's put her, there to, she understands that God gave her the ability to do what she does. And if I ask her questions, she's not going to give me some foolhardy answer to something that I'm not going to believe. And if she doesn't know something, she'll tell me, correct? And people ask me stuff, if I don't know, like directions. I said, I know how to get there, I just can't tell you how to do it. So I do it so many times, I can't tell you exactly what road to turn on. You'll just get lost. And a lot of that happens with people nowadays. They get into trouble, they try to get out of it, and they'll go ask these psychologists, people with mental health institute, and there are good ones, they're Christian based. But I know some people that they've been there 20 years. You think after 20 years they would have got fixed by it. They're not giving them the correct answers. They're giving them what man would want them to hear. And I know some people like that. They're not any better than they were 30 years ago. Something tells me that person that they're going to is helping them out too much. They're just dragging them on to I don't know, get more money or what. I have no idea. So when you base your knowledge, if you're in that field, if you base your knowledge on the Bible, you're going to get a lot more help than somebody that's like secular type messages that they give you with this wisdom thing. And this thing, I was going to do this, and I seen this laying on the table out in the garage. And I didn't look at it, so I figured, well, prior to what I was going to talk about, quick study, Becoming Wise in July. And I'm trying to, I got this concordance out and everything else, checking these things out. And I picked this up, and it's about everything I wanted to know. And then some. So I brought this with me. And as here, with this, that Psalms 141. I'll repeat it again what she said. Lord, I cry out to you. Make haste to me. Give ear to my voice when I cry out to you. Let my prayer be set before you as incense. Incense. The lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Do not incline my heart to any evil things. The first part of this, God is carefully hearing only meaningful prayer. They are to be as fresh as the incense in the temple. The lifting of my hands as the evening sacrifice. The work we do for God with our hands is to be new every evening. God is not interested in repetitive action with no meaning. Set a guard over my mouth and keep watch over the door of my lips. We must keep our words those that God desires. An undisciplined mouth can be a doorway to hell. So these three Greek points, we see the importance of Psalms. There's a whole bunch of wisdom in the Psalms and in Proverbs. There's too many of them. I try to look them up there. There's not going thousands of them that you can read. Can somebody go to Psalms 85 to 87 and read that, please? I wrote that down. I totally messed up. With the 85 and 87. That's 80. Psalms 85, 1 to 3.
Lord, you poured out blessings on your land. You restored the fountains of Israel. You forgave the guilt of your people. Yes, you covered all their sins. You held back your fury. You kept back your blazing anger.
See, this was wrote, you can see that people choose many ways to live. Sometimes it's a daily choice. We may choose to do things the way we have always done them. But what if we choose a different way? The truth is that God will show us His will for our lives every day. Sometimes this makes us change our decisions. When we seek the face of God every day and listen to Him, we begin to choose differently. After leaving Egypt, Israel faces a choice. They choose unwisely. However, after the coming of Jesus Christ, can choose to live differently because of what God has done. I say, Lord, I seek your face. Help me choose carefully each day to live for you. I ask for your wisdom in my life. Help me choose to serve you, not myself. What I understood from reading this and some other things here is that true wisdom comes from God, not from man. We think sometimes we got the smartest answers to everything. And it ends up being one mess after another. I still go through a lot of pulling myself away from trying to fix everything. I have some new people I work with, places I don't go do what they tell me. I do what they tell me to do. Every now and then I'll make a suggestion, and they'll say, yeah, that's a good idea. Do it that way. But usually I just keep my mouth shut now and just do what they want. Because a lot of times I got in trouble for saying something that in the background, I didn't know there's something else that they had in mind for me, that I need to be at this certain place to pick up this thing. Instead of, if I did it my way, I wouldn't have been there. Because it gets me in trouble.
I had this all set up. I knew exactly what I was going to do. Look at it now. Everything messed up.
God's in control.
Yeah, I spent too much time. I had too much time to get this ready. I can do a lot of reading. Get mixed up. This is what comedians call fall on your face, right? I ain't funny no more. So, this gets me upset with myself. I didn't do enough studying. I thought I could. And I'm really disappointed. John, you want to come up here? Does anybody else have anything to say? Because I'm at a loss right now. I'm very sorry. I'm really upset with myself.
The error is human to forgive divine.
Well, this taught me a lesson to learn to study more than what I did.
Have Bob say that to speak for 10 minutes, you have to study 7 times longer than that. You would have 10 minutes worth of speaking. Yeah, if no one else has anything else, then we can go to the word of prayer. Okay, Chris. Father, we thank you that you are still in control and that you have only our best in mind for us. As we leave, help us to tap in to your strength and not to try to do it on our own, but to seek your help and to trust you to know what you're doing, no matter how things look. In Jesus' name, amen.